As someone that's been in the online space for multiple years now, I've sold many different products online. And those products have literally ranged from $2 to multiple thousands of dollars in one sale. So I have kind of a range of experience with selling digital products, right? And one of the most successful products I have is a game that's on Steam, and that game is $10. And that game, right, it's sold tens of thousands of copies. And right now, I still sell that game. It's not the main thing I sell, but it sells over 1,000 copies per month still, and the price of it is $10, right? So this alone gets me a pretty comfortable income because the channel that I sell the game on, I released it when I had 100,000 subscribers, and just the sheer momentum from that many people carried that product into the moon and made me more than enough money to live off of. But now, put yourself in the shoes of a small YouTuber, right? As a small YouTuber, you might be scared. You might be scared to even put something up for sale on your channel, or even the prospect of it, if you don't run a channel yet, might be scary. But let's say eventually, you're nervous, but you gather your nerves and you decide to put something up for sale. And that thing, it's a start. It's a $10 product. Let's say you're selling that. And then you make your videos as you do. And eventually someone buys your thing. Now, that is massive. Making your first dollar online is absolutely huge. And it's a big mindset and belief shift. When I made my first dollar online, that is when I knew it was possible, and it made me feel really good. But then a few days go by, right? And you sell this thing for $10 and you realize, shit, if I want to make like $2,000-$3,000 a month to replace the income from my job at the very least, I'm going to have to sell like 200 of this thing, and selling one of that thing at $10 took me like multiple weeks. So how the hell am I supposed to be able to quit my job like this? Now, if this is the situation you're in, I'm sorry to say, but I'm about to make you even more upset. What if I told you that there's probably like a 60 or 70% chance that that person that buys your thing for $10 probably would have paid you $2,000 if you had the right thing for sale and you knew how to structure it. Now, when you think of it this way, when you sell something for that price, or you sell something for at least $500, suddenly it doesn't seem so difficult anymore. To get to that $3,000, all you need is like 6 people at $500, right? And if your thing is $1,000, well, you only need 3 sales to get to $3,000 a month. And if your thing's $3,000, if you can make something that's worth that amount, all you need is 1 sale every month and you can live comfortably. The funny thing is, if you have a YouTube channel, or if you're thinking of running one where you just talk about a topic, chances are you can actually do it right now. You can make something that is worth over $500 and charge that much for it and make sales and not waste your time by selling $10 products. I've thought about this quite hard, right, today as I was, getting the idea for this video. I've come to the conclusion that, except in very rare circumstances, which you're probably not in, there are literally 0 downsides to doing this. There's 0 downsides to charging over $500 for your services. And in fact, there's basically no scenario where you shouldn't charge this much. Now, before we begin, to make your first few $1,000s per month online in just a few weeks, click the link below and work with me one-to-one. Anyway, the first reason that you need to sell something for that amount of money is that all of a sudden you no longer have to rely on getting viral videos, and you no longer have to rely on really unpredictable social media algorithms. If you can get just like a few hundred views per YouTube video, or like 1,000 views on your Instagram reels, which is, by the way, really easy. Every client that I get into my program can basically start getting that amount of views immediately. If you can do this, then you've got enough views to sell that product. Because you need fewer clients, you have more time to spend on the existing clients that you get in. And that means those clients then get more results and your product is genuinely better. People that pay you more tend to be more invested in your thing. Imagine you spend $10 on something, right? And you don't like it. You probably don't even give it a second thought. You're like, oh, I spent that $10, whatever. It's a bit of a shame that I spent it, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'll get another $10 someday. But if you spend $1,000 on something, you're gonna make sure that you consume everything that that thing provides. You're gonna give it the time of day and you're gonna make sure that you get your money's worth. So people, just through the action of paying you more, they're more invested, which means they get better results. So just by charging more, your product is better. How funny is that? And that means when you get more results from customers, you get more new customers because you can then post about those results and talk about them. And that means you get more new customers. So it's like a self-fulfilling loop. I had this limiting belief a lot back when I used to sell things for significantly cheaper. Because if I was selling something for $50, let's say, and barely anybody used to buy it all those years ago, I would think like, well, if I charge $1,000, then nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to be interested. But actually, that isn't the case. A higher price doesn't actually mean less customers. All a higher price means is not less clients. It literally just means you get better clients. Because imagine someone that's really serious, right? Let's say you are a person that helps people get into sales jobs, right? And you've got a person that's really, really looking to change their life, and the way that they want to change their life is by getting into sales. If someone's really serious, they're not even going to give those $50 courses the time of day. They're not even going to be interested. They're not going to research them at all. They're going to look and go right into the real deal where, you know, the person gives you their personal time, they have a guarantee, all of this kind of stuff. They're going to look for the stuff that actually works, and they're not going to give any cheap products any attention at all. And when you sell something more expensive, the bottleneck to your business, making like the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month barrier that you need to quit your job, when you're selling something cheap, the bottleneck is always unpredictable things like views. Nobody, even the best YouTube experts, can guarantee you views, right? They can give a video a ballpark of the amount of views they will get, the video will get, but they cannot guarantee that you will blow up with this exact video. So it's unpredictable. So by selling something cheap, you are putting all of your faith and your life into the YouTube algorithm. Whereas if you sell something expensive, you don't need those views anymore. All you need to do is to learn how to sell something expensive. So I'm not gonna lie, it's not as simple as just putting videos up there and then putting something together for $10 and then just your videos will automatically sell the thing. No, you need a guarantee, you need a risk reversal for your clients. You might need to go on calls before people buy from you. It's slightly more complicated. Basically, you need the balls to run a proper business. But to be honest with you, it's still easy to sell stuff for a higher price. Like in the past, right? People used to have to cold call before social media, and cold calling is essentially just like calling like 300 companies in like a phone book and like pitching your idea to every one of those 300 companies. That is absolutely exhausting, and I cannot imagine doing that. If you make a YouTube video, that YouTube video is probably gonna get a few hundred views. And now those few hundred people get filtered, right? So only the people that are the most invested in you and the most ready to buy your thing, the most excited about your thing, are gonna actually come to you. So you no longer have to do this like cold outreach that the businesses of old had to do. You have the luxury of just making content and then having people come to you that already like you, that already know what you do, and basically you don't even have to do sales calls anymore. All I do on my channel, right, is I make this content, I tell you about what I have to sell, and then someone goes on one of those calls that the link is in the description for. Basically, we just have a conversation. I figure out if I can help them. I tell them about the thing that I sell, and then they either buy it or they don't buy it. It's that simple. It's so much less stressful than what we had to do in the past. So anyway, that's it from me today. I've been really enjoying Bali. I've been here for, I think it's 6 days now. It's just amazing. I've met so many entrepreneurs. The food's amazing. Everything's just really good over here. Everything's cheap. And I've started catching a tan. I don't know if you could see because this key light's really bright, but there'll be some more Bali videos coming soon. But yeah, if you want my personal help to make money online, click the link below. And if you don't, keep watching these videos. And I'll see you in the next one.